Are you thinking you want to buy a home, but you don't know where to start? The process can seem so overwhelming. Is it best to start with a realtor and look at homes? Are you thinking maybe you should do that? Stop. The number one step is talking to a mortgage loan officer like myself to start the process. The conversation is no commitment. The conversation looks a little bit like this. Hello, is this Bobby? Hey, this is Andrew Johns at Bell Bank Mortgage. How's it going? Good. Is now a good time to chat? Great. It should only take about 10, 15 minutes, but really it's just to kind of really figure out what you're doing financially, what your goals are and what the home buying process looks like. That way you and I are on the same page and you feel financially ready to apply. Does that work for you? Perfect. Well, hey, so kind of what I like to get started with clients is to really think about what your maximum comfort level is with payment. And that's your monthly payment per month, including taxes, insurance, homeowners insurance, etc. What would you say that your total comfort level maximum payment is overall? You said $2,800? Perfect. Thank you. Now, as far as your assets for down payment, what would your comfort level be of assets to bring to close overall? You said about 25 to 30,000? Great. Thanks for sharing. Well, perfect. I'm glad. It sounds like you have a really good start. You know what your payment is, comfort level overall, based on what you're currently paying, what your savings is overall per month. And also your assets. It sounds like you've been saving a little bit, which is perfect. That's great. What I like to do to kind of get started is really share with you different types of loans, just so you feel educated. There might be one that kind of stands out right away. And I get that, but I really like to educate you so you feel educated about your decision. Is that okay? Perfect. Well, great. So the first loan out there is called a conventional loan. And now a conventional loan, another word is traditional mortgage. About 70% of the United States that has a mortgage has a conventional loan. And of course that can change, slightly to 60% or 70%, but a lot of people are very familiar with it. It allows you to do as little as 3% down. It does require mortgage insurance. That's an insurance that protects the backer of the loan in the event you default if you're putting less than 20% down. Once you have 20% overall in the home, there is an option to potentially get rid of that mortgage insurance. The reason why a lot of people like conventional is because that mortgage insurance isn't forever. It actually goes away eventually, which is great. And it actually gives you a lot of flexibility with the home you're buying as far as the appraisal, which a lot of sellers really love. It gives you a very competitive advantage in this market. So if you're up against a couple of different offers, I really like it because it allows you to stand out overall. Any questions about conventional? Perfect. Next up is VA. Are you a veteran? You're not? Okay. I'll give you a little bit about VA. I know it doesn't fully pertain to you, but it's good to know. VA is 0% down, as little as 0% down. It actually allows you to have multiple VA loans for veterans or anyone who's active duty potentially. It's a really good option, and the whole goal is to get veterans into homes. Next up is FHA, and it's a government-backed loan. They allow you to put as little as 3.5% down. Now, what's great about it is that they care a little bit less about you, so they want to take on a little bit more risk. On the other end, though, they care more about the property. So you might see more sellers being a little bit more hesitant with FHA. FHA also makes you pay mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. So that's a potential option. Any questions about FHA? No? Okay. You like conventional? Okay, FHA may not be a bad option. The next up is USDA. Now, USDA loan is a rural loan. Are you looking kind of outside city limits? You're looking more in the city? Okay. Yeah, USDA is a great option because it's 0% down. It is property specific and there's income limits. So if you are looking at certain homes outside city limits or you do change, just let me know and I can look up the property pretty quickly. So any questions on those options? What one do you think would be best for you? Conventional? Okay, great. And then just to make sure I don't miss anything, down payment assistance also potentially could benefit you because since you are a first-time home buyer, there's a lot of assistance out there. Either the assistance comes in the form of a better rate and lower mortgage insurance, or it comes in the form of helping you with your actual down payment overall. So there's lots of options out there. So if you want any information, please let me know. Any questions about any of this? Great. Well, last but not least is the mortgage process, kind of the overall pre-approval process. Now, there's 3 ways to apply. You can apply with me by phone, just like we're talking right now. Option 2 is online. I'll send you an online link. You complete it, sends it back to me. And then the third option is going to be face-to-face. So a lot of clients like online just because technology has made things so easy, but I'm always open to giving you all the options. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the application will ask for 2 years where you've lived, 2 years of where you've worked, some yes or no questions, a little bit about kind of what your purchase price range is, keep in mind that anything you complete, I can modify. So I would try not to stress too much about it. I know it's a lot of new information. Feel free to take a picture and text me and say, hey, Andrew, what is this? You're not gonna bother me. Once you submit it, I can modify any of it. So the goal is to kind of get everything on paper, I review it, and then I let you know if there's any kind of documentation that I need overall. So of those 3 options, what do you think is best for you? Online? Well, great. Let me go ahead and send you an email with the link. And then once you complete it, I will get an email and I'll review as quickly as possible, even within hours, depending on when you apply. So, well, great. Do you have any other questions at all? You don't? Okay, well, great. Thank you, Bobby. All right, so that's what the phone call looks like. It's pretty harmless. It's pretty easy. The goal really is to get a conversation going about your comfort level, your assets, all the different options out there. There might be one obvious option for you, but it's so important to work with a lender that at least educates you about options. Because what if you wanted an option that was better? What if USDA was a better product for you? So the overall goal is to kind of have a good discovery call, figure out your true goals overall financially. And then that way you'll feel so prepared when you're going into these homes because you know you've had these conversations. You know the payment, you know roughly what the payment will look like, your assets overall in general, that you can make it to the finish line and not be so stressed overall. You know, one other thing I like to do is when I do pre-approve clients, I like to pre-approve based on your max comfort level and then also what your true max is. My intention behind that is, let's say you want to buy a $400,000 home. You're like, I really want to be at $400,000. That's kind of my cap based on my payment, based on my down payment, etc. That's perfect. But what if you could qualify for a $600,000 home and you found a couple homes at $415,000, $420,000? It will make you feel a lot more comfortable because now you know you truly can go a lot higher. You shouldn't go a lot higher, but you can. So the overall goal is to give you education overall. So if you have any questions, let me know kind of what the process looks like in the beginning, and I'm here to help.